What's up, Drop Pod listeners? You can check out new episodes of the Drop Podcast every Tuesday and Thursday wherever you listen to podcasts. You can find all of our content on YouTube at the Drop Golf Podcast and on our socials. That's Instagram and Twitter at the Drop_pod. No matter how you consume us, like, subscribe, rate, review, all that good stuff. Follow and listen along.
This episode is presented by All County Exteriors. Discover the excellence of All County Exteriors, a third-generation leader in premier exterior home remodeling, proudly celebrating over 40 years of success. While most remodeling companies last just 5 years, All County Exteriors has withstood the test of time, consistently delivering top-quality roofing, siding, windows, and doors. Their expertise extends from small repairs to large additions, serving homeowners and builders alike. More than just a construction company, All County Exteriors is deeply committed to community service, proudly supporting organizations such as the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the American Cancer Society, Roofs for Troops, and Parents of Autistic Children. If you have planned to do any exterior remodeling, call the experts at All County Exteriors for a free, no-obligation estimate for your project. Just call 732-370-2780 or email them at info@allcountyonline.com. That's 732-370-2780 for All County Exteriors for all your remodeling needs. This is the Drop Podcast where we talk golfing in the Garden State. I'm Mike Poro, and this is Ryan Coulott.
What's up, Drop Pod people? How you doing? Welcome to episode 96, Mike. Getting close. Getting close to 100. Getting close there. We got a big week, Mike. Another big week. We got stuff to talk about. We have an enormous guest this week. Maybe the name is bigger than the individual at this point right now with what's going on. But it was great to have Reed. We had Reed Grazerman, winner of the New Jersey State AM. If you remember, we did the recap and preview at Forest Hills. That was Reed dominated the field and numbers wise, I guess, dominated. We didn't realize that he had some of his blips on the radar there, which we talk about on there. But we have Reed this Thursday. Reed, if you've been following along, Reed's the brother of Max Grazerman, who's currently on the PGA Tour. We'll get to Max in a little bit. But we had Reed and talk about his round, talk about him, how he got into golf, his whole vibe. It was really cool having Reed on and getting to hear someone of his caliber, with the family ties now and his another brother Dean being at Stanford, and really cool to have him. So that's our guest for this Thursday. Make sure you stay tuned because it's again, we have these college kids come on sometimes, and I think some people might be like, oh, what's this college kid going to say? Mike and I both, we now want to be in he's going to be our life coach. Just how he talked, how he presented himself. It was really, really cool to chat with him. So that's on Thursday. Maybe going a little out of order here. Yesterday was Magic Mike Monday. We talked about how Mike and I were at Wild Turkey and Valley Owen up in the Crystal Springs area. So this week is Wild Turkey week. Mike recorded the 10th hole at Wild Turkey, par 3. It's a beautiful hole, Mike. I don't know if the video is going to do it justice because of the elevation change, because that's kind of tough to get in a video, but really a beautiful hole that came out yesterday. If you didn't see it, check out the Instagram, check out the YouTube page. Speaking of YouTube, today's episode 96. You can watch Mike and I right here on YouTube. We're live. Go check out the pod on YouTube. Subscribe there. Watch there. You can see what Mike and I are up to. Wednesday this week. Obviously, like I said, Wild Turkey week. I also play a par 3. It's Wild Turkey's par 3 7th hole. And Mike, I do think this video gets a vision of what the hole looked like. It was a beautifully stunning hole. If you know the 7th hole, it is beautiful. So I recorded the 7th hole. So that's that's coming out Wednesday this week. And then, as I said, interview Thursdays, Reed Graceman, and then Friday, Freaky Front Friday. So, little preview review of the week here.
Yeah, I will say this. I mean, each of the holes that we have done for our Versus series, being drone-less right now, I think the videos still come out really, really well because I've gotten so many, so much feedback from people saying, "Oh, that was a great picture. Or that's a great thing." And what are you using? And I'm like, my iPhone. And they're like, "Nah, funny. No, like what type of drone? What camera you got?" I'm like, "Nah, just me and my phone.
13.
Just me and my phone. Just me and my buddy, just hanging out together." So listen, I do think all things considered, as we progress with this podcast, maybe you'll start to see some drone video footage. But right now, it's just us and our phones.
Right. I'm 6'5", so I can reach my hand up and get you, maybe to 8 feet, but that's as high as we're getting there. All right, let's go to the professional rankings. Mike, we got Korn Ferry Tour update. Unfortunately, Morgan missed the cut at the Utah Championship by 1. Ryan, who I think we said was going to play in it, ended up not playing in it. So, a tough break for Morgan, but he's jumping back on the horse this week. They're in Omaha at the Pinnacle Bank Championship. Omaha is in Nebraska, for those that don't know. And on top of Morgan, trying to play well and trying to put it together, another guy who's been doing the same thing, and a Jersey guy, a guy we had on, a guy both you and I know, Dawson Jones is trying to Monday qualify this week in Omaha. So best of luck to Dawson, and we don't know how he's going to do because that hasn't happened yet, but we'll certainly keep you updated. That would be awesome if he was able to Monday qualify and get in the field. Really, again, I think it's about continuing to take steps and continuing to progress in the right direction. Right, I think that's kind of the goal. And I know, looking at a guy like Morgan, I know Morgan wanted to play well, and I know he wanted to, win and get back on the PGA Tour. But as the season is going on, I think he can kind of take some of these little victories. Has he gotten to play better? Is he feeling better? Those are all things only he can answer. We don't have that answer for him. But same thing with Dawson. Dawson's been trying to bounce around. He's been trying to Monday qualify, and again, if he can get a couple under his belt, and then maybe next year get onto the tour, the Korn Ferry Tour full time. Like these are all stepping stones or steps on the ladder that you got to make going forward. So
yeah, I mean, I'll give you a little background on Dawson. I mean, obviously, people probably are wondering how he's all the way out in Nebraska right now, where we talked to him. His home was down in Florida, but he did play in this Texas State Open. He did finish T17 there. Wasn't his best. He didn't have his best game, but he finished in the top 20. And obviously, location wise, you can then see when you go from Texas, you can get up to Nebraska through a car. You don't have to get in a plane. You don't have to do all these things. So he was able to go up there and listen. You kind of hope he's in the field starting Thursday. I think that's the ultimate goal because you just need a chance, and all you get is if you get that opportunity, you make the most of it and see what happens from there.
Absolutely. It'd be great to see him, and hopefully he's able to make some moves. And if not this week, Mike, next week is the Magna Championship at Matitaconk, 15th to the 18th. So maybe he's able to come back home and hopefully make some noise there. That would be great. Speaking of that, tickets are available. And I was actually talking about it this weekend. If you are in the Matitaconk area, which is in Jackson, New Jersey, no reason you shouldn't go. Going to be beautiful. You get to walk a beautiful course. You get to see unbelievable golf. There's really no reason that you wouldn't go to this. Tickets, and Mike, to be fair, I don't know what they cost. They can't be outrageously expensive. They can't be unreasonable that it's like, hey, you know what? Let me, take the kids. Take the kids, walk around. It's like walking in a park, but you're watching golf. I don't know why you wouldn't. I think it's a great experience. There's all kinds of things to do. Again, you can go from having a family fun day to like get your group of golf buddies, take your foursome and go. No reason not to, but tickets are available. I don't have the website in front of me, but Magnet Championship at Matita Conch. I'm sure you give it a Google and it's the first thing that comes up. There are
and the field is loaded right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to think there's only a couple more events before the Korn Ferry Tour Championship. So these guys are probably pressing. But I mean, when you go through like who's there, they have the guy that's ranked number 1. They got the guy that's ranked number 2. They got the guy that's ranked number 3. They got the guy ranked number 4, who's your buddy, Harry Higgs. And then the guy ranked number 5. So you got the top 5 guys in the Korn Ferry Tour rankings that will be at the Magnet. So to your point, like, you're not going to watch a guy that's struggling to try to keep his card. No. You're seeing the cream of the crop on what we think is probably one of the best practice facilities in the entire state. So listen, to Ryan's point, go check it out, dude.
Yeah, for sure. It's an absolute must. And as I was saying, you said the field's loaded. Morgan's there. We don't know about Dawson, but maybe Dawson's in there. Possibility Ryan is there as well. John Pack is there. He's won on tour this year, New Jersey guy. So you got a bunch of different possibilities to see some New Jersey guys play an unbelievable New Jersey golf course. So again, no reason not to.
Are you looking for the perfect place to tee it up this season? Or just looking for a great spot for casual comfort food? Or how about the most picturesque backdrop for the wedding of your dreams? Then you need to go visit Galloping Hill Golf Course in Kenilworth, New Jersey, conveniently located in Union County, right off exit 138 on the Garden State Parkway. Galloping Hill encompasses over more than 270 beautiful acres. It was again ranked in the top 10 of best public golf courses in New Jersey. Galloping Hill also offers a top 50 in the country learning center with 52 stalls and a 45,000 square foot practice area. In addition to a 9-hole course that is ranked in the top 10 of short courses in the entire country, Galloping Hill is more than just golf. The Hill Tavern Bar and Grill is a gastro pub with seasonal food and beer options updated regularly with amazing views of the course. Hosting over 100 golf outings and over 400 social events per year, their catering team consistently wins awards each year from the Knot and the Wedding Wire. Schedule a tour for your special event at the clubhouse at gallopinghill.com. It's all happening this year at Galloping Hill Golf Course.
Mike, we'd be remiss if we didn't get into talking about the PGA Tour this week, because we had a big week in professional golf, not necessarily PGA Tour related, but the Olympics. I think this Olympics solidified that the Olympics matter to these guys. If you were questioning it, go give a Google and watch Scottie Scheffler as he's given the Olympic gold medal and as the national anthem is playing, and tell me that it doesn't matter to them. Because it's one of those things that's rather new. Was last one the first one, correct? 2000 was the first one?
I don't know the details. I don't.
I'm pretty sure it was. I think Xander was the first one to win a medal there. But if not, it's not like it's a long-standing history in the Olympic competition or anything like that. And I feel like it's been one of those things where like they kind of have gone back and forth with it. Whether it really matters to them. Are we putting the best guys out? Again, watching Scotty tear up while that was happening was, I think that's something that these guys are gonna now want. And again, it means something to them. I don't think it's just Scotty. And we know how good of a guy Scotty is. I think it really does. These guys want to win gold. And tell me that someone like Tom Kim doesn't have extra pressure on him too. If he didn't medal, now he's got to go serve 2 years in the military in Korea. So there's all kinds of different things here with the Olympics. And I know that that's one that's like, yes, it's not the PGA Tour. Yes, you don't have all of the guys that we like to see every week. Maybe it's on different times because it's in France, but it was really cool to see. So let's spend a little bit of time on the Olympic recap here. Mike, did you what are your thoughts? Did you like it? Did you watch a ton of it? Was it what you expected? What are some?
Listen, I watched the final round. I wasn't, and I said this the other day. Like I have a hard time when it's time is fast forward in a sense. Like it's 6 hours earlier here than it is there. So like I'm trying to match up the times to what syncs to being able to sit on the couch to watch it. It just doesn't always work out. But yes, on Sunday I did watch the final. I did watch the final round, and I can't lie. Like I kind of have a soft spot for Tommy Fleetwood. I kind of was hoping he won. I know Scottie's an American, the whole nine, patriotic, whatever the case is. But like Tommy's always so damn close. He's such a nice guy. He seems like I was hoping he got the job done, but John Rahm kind of crapped the bed down the stretch. Tommy making bogey on his 71st hole kind of crapped the bed a little bit there. And then Scottie just does Scottie things. And I think that, putting up a final round 62, it's just, I'm done being surprised. I'm done. But you could clearly see when Scottie made that putt on 17, his reaction, or I should say his 71st hole, the 17th hole on Sunday, like he wanted that thing. He wanted that thing. And
absolutely.
Listen, credit to him. It was a loaded leaderboard. And I think that's what ultimately truly matters, is that these guys that are names that carry value, that carry weight, they were all there down the stretch. And I'm sure that the numbers were high on a great golf course.
Yeah. And I know you talked about Tommy making a bogey on 17 there and all that, but Scottie shot 62 in the final round. We've praised other people for shooting higher scores. So I think that this is one that Scottie went out and took it. And I mean, it helps, someone bogeys, but you shoot a 62 in the final round, man. That is playing some golf. And I know that we've talked about this before with is Scottie having a Tiger year? Is Xander the player of the year? We talked about this just a few weeks ago. Who's the player of the year now? Xander's got 2 majors, but Scottie's got more tournaments and all of the elevated tournaments. You put a gold medal on it. I think that's a major now, right? Is this every 4 years we have 5 majors, right? Is that a fair statement? You don't like that?
No. I
think we do. I think this is considered. You win an Olympic gold. That's a huge statement.
Yeah, I'm not discrediting that. I think because anytime I see a Michael Phelps, a Noah Lyles now, a Katie Ledecky, I am blown away with how dominant they are, and I love that. I still think though, and this may all open up a whole other conversation. If you told me I could have a major championship or a gold medal, I may take the major championship.
Okay, that might be fair, but I'm saying every 4 years, this is the other, the 5 biggest tournaments of the year. Every 3 years are the 4 majors and what's the one? No. Every 3 years when you have, there's there's
players,
always
4 majors every year.
Right, but then what's the fifth major that they call it?
The Players Championship.
The Players.
That's every year, but the Players is every year.
I know it is, and I'm saying now that the Olympics overtakes the Players, and it's still the 4 majors and the Olympics.
Listen, you know what I'm going to do is on Friday.
I don't even know if we can rank them, but
on Friday, I'm putting a poll question out on Friday. I'm going to say, would you rather a major championship or an Olympic gold? Because I think I would take the major championship over the Olympic gold. But to your point, I can see, I'm going through the history right now. 2016 was the first time since way back in the early 1900s that golf came back into the Olympics. Justin Rose won it, the gold in 2016. Xander won it in 2020, and Scottie's won it in 2024. All big names in the game of golf. Yeah. So it's not like these are just like average dudes winning it, playing for not like these are big time guys. So, and the fact that the PGA Tour left their schedule open for the Olympics kind of also says like, okay, these countries and these guys are taking the Olympic golf very, very seriously. And I know there was a lot of controversy because the LIV guys were ineligible when it came to some of these. So like, the American side, like Bryson wasn't even able to be counted for because his rating, his golf rankings were so low in a sense. So
yeah,
it definitely opens a door for a lot of questions.
I love that. Love that we could put that poll question up. I do think that's a great one. I would love to see what the majority of people think. And then even within that question, Mike, would you rather have a Masters? Yeah, maybe. Would you rather have a U.S. Open? Maybe. British Open? Maybe. I definitely would rather have an Olympic medal over the PGA.
Yeah, I probably would too. Even though I love the majors.
Yeah,
I would rather a major. Because I feel like
I consider the Olympics a major, and I know that you're missing. I know you're missing some of those guys. Like Bryson is playing unbelievable golf right now, and it's actually the next thing I wanted to ask you is let's get into the LIV Olympics thing because I think we'd be remiss if we didn't. But you still have the top, like you have a smaller crew of the top guys there. I don't know. To me, it just rings major, and I know that it's new. Like you said, it's back to 2016. Where so we're 8 years into it. Is that right? Yeah, 8 years into it. I get that, but I don't know. To me, it's every 4 years we have a fifth major now. Is what I'm gonna is how I'm gonna think about it.
And listen, and in 2028, it comes right here to the United States of America. They're going to play Riviera. So I mean, You got a great venue for what's next. So. Listen, I can't argue against your point, and it definitely opens up an interesting conversation, and I will put that out on Friday. I'll add that to my to-do list.
Mike, kind of on that point, Bryson not being there, Wyndham Clark being selected, I think that's the big one there. I don't know if there was any other kind of I think that overtook it, right? That was really the biggest one. We got to figure this out. We've talked about this. I'm not a LIV guy. I don't like the LIV Tour. But there's got to be a way. We just got to get this figured out, right? Like this, enough is enough. Can we get this situated?
Oh, listen, if I was in the room, I'm sure I could figure out a way to make ends work on both ends. And maybe need to text. Maybe I need to text Tiger and see if he needs a little right-hand man when he goes into these meetings. Because
well, you'd be the left-hand man. Robbie Mack's the right-hand man.
Whatever. I'll be both-hand man. I just think at the end of the day, we need to.
I'm going to leave that one there.
I kind of thought you liked that one. But listen, whatever the case is, we need to figure this damn thing out. But that's a whole other episode on a whole other day.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, it's now getting frustrating to the point where I know I'm not a pro LIV guy, but I'm also I'm just tired of dealing with this. Like, let's get this figured out. Either give them the points, let them play on another tour. I don't know. I'm just tired of dealing with it, to be honest with you. So, let's move from the Olympics, but we'll keep it on the PGA Tour. The Wyndham Championship, they come back and they hit the ground running. The Wyndham is this the final tournament before the FedEx Cup starts?
This is it.
So
this is it. Right? This is it. I mean, it looks like Max is going to be a lock to get in. At least the first one, the FedEx Cup, the St. Jude Classic. I think it looks like he's a lock to get in. Currently sitting at number 64 right now. Chris is at 95. You got to get into top 70, which means Chris needs to make a serious move this week to get inside that top 70 to get him in the first round of the playoffs. Ryan, I think, unfortunately needs to win
it.
No, Ryan needs to win it.
Yeah.
Ryan needs to win it to get in.
Do you get
Chris
in
can get
with a
in.
win?
No,
Do you
it's
get
top
in
70.
automatically?
No.
So how many?
Nope. It's just
See,
1 through 70.
without looking at the points, I would think that 25 that Chris has to make up is too
It's a
many
lot.
people to jump over.
It's a
So I
lot.
would
He's
think
got to have
he
a top
needs
3
win as
finish.
well.
He needs a top 3 finish.
Top 3, and Ryan has to
That-
win
that
it,
be-
and I don't think that's going
that
to
would
be
be
enough
my-
either.
Right. And Ryan still may be, Ryan may still be on the outside even with a win, I would think. I don't know. It depends. You'd have to do the calculations, and a lot of it depends on what other people do too. So there's so many variables here, but I think at the end of the day, if Chris and Ryan aren't going in there with the mindset of I need to win to continue my, FedEx Cup playoffs, like, anything less than that is just unlucky and unfortunate, really. I mean, you just don't want to be, God, can you imagine being 71?
Oh.
That'd be just a heartbreaker.
And how about 71 on like, you missed it by like missing a putt?
I know. Well, we could all go through the whole season. You could go through the whole season for these guys when they made a double when they should have made a par. And it's like, God, that makes me in the FedEx, But listen, we saw last year, Lucas Glover. We had this whole conversation. Lucas Glover got hot at the right time. He was outside the top 70. He won the first 2 tournaments of the FedEx Cup playoffs. And then we started talking like, is Lucas Glover going to be on the President's Cup team? Like, or the Ryder Cup team, excuse me? Like, is he going to make this Ryder Cup? I was like, are we going to pick Lucas Glover?
Mm-hmm.
So, listen, it can happen. Maybe this year the Cinderella story is Chris. Because, man, oh, man, that would be sweet.
And I'll tell you, if it's not, you know who is playing really good golf right now?
Max Greiserman. I know.
Yeah.
Max.
Did you say Mad Max? Love that.
Mad
Max. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I know being inside the top, but so they take top 70, and then the next week is top 50, and then the next week is top 30.
Yep.
And then, then you have it. So,
well, here's the deal. Here's also the catch. If you're inside the top 50, you're guaranteed a spot in all the majors next year. So there is so much incentive for a guy like Max to make it. Because then if you get into the top 30 and you get it to the finals, you're guaranteed not only all the majors, but now you're guaranteed all the signature events as well. So there are so many big things at stake right now for these guys, especially guys like Max, first year on tour, guys like Chris, first year on tour, guys like Ryan. Like, there are so many big things at stake with this one tournament right now that, man, you hope that everybody's firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, this is the time to be playing well. For sure. You get hot, get on a heater, and hopefully roll it in. So not that I'm not rooting for all of our guys, but again, Max obviously has the best chance. So hopefully they can put it together. But it would be great to see. Like you said, it seems like Ryan's going to be on the outside of this, even with a win. But maybe Chris can win this week, and he's the guy that's hot. We just talked about Max being hot. Maybe he's the guy that's hot going into this. So either way, best of luck to our 3 guys, all in the Wyndham, and hopefully we can make some noise. How about a 1-2-3 finish, huh? How about a Jersey sweep?
That would be insane. That would be insane. Our phones would be going crazy.
They would be. Oh boy. All right, Mike. I know we talked about this pre-show. You have something for me.
I do have something here, so this is like, this could be the wrap up for this episode, but I did get a from the grandstand question from a guest. I shouldn't say from a guest, from a listener. And I know we periodically get these, and sometimes I just talk to you about it off camera or, off podcasting, whatever this is called.
Off air.
Off air. Thank you. I couldn't think of the term, but here's the question. Okay. This is again from Pat from Sussex County. See, we're traveling all over the state, but here we go.
We're just in Sussex, so
I know.
Perfect.
I think that's probably what inspired our man Pat here. So he goes, "I'm going to keep my question quick and to the point, Mike."
Already too
long. And he's addressing this to me, and I kind of wanted to see your reaction as I read this. I'll keep my question.
Know this question. Yeah. So this is live
Mike.
for me.
Mike, with Ryan playing some good golf and his handicap going in a positive downward direction, any chance you'll switch it up and have Ryan as your 4-ball partner next year? I'm also curious if Ryan would be up for the challenge if given the opportunity. Keep hitting it straight, boys. Looking forward to the response.
Pat, you have You have unwarranted confidence in me that I don't know where that's coming from. The handicap is going in the right direction, and kind of like I thought. That's not sustainable for me right now. It was nice to visit a little bit, but I've kind of come back to being more consistently closer to 80. But it's still an 8.5 is where I am right now. But as since my 77 at Ballyowen, I've had some scores in the mid to low 80s. So it's not exactly of the caliber that a 4-ball partner needs to be. So I don't think, Mike, you want me as your partner. I will certainly take you up on that, though, if you would like to change partners.
I started reading it, and I started laughing. And I was like, this is a good one, Pat. This is a good one. I don't know what else to say. It's a great question. There's no two ways around it. The big fella's playing very, very good golf. And do I want to switch partners? The answer is no, with no disrespect to my partner on the podcast here. But I will say this. He is playing much, much better. I would say you, as a partner, are better suited for a money match because your handicap, you're able to play very good golf at a high handicap. Whereas when it comes to tournament golf, we all know there's just so many other variables. You're a little more tighter. You're a little more nervous. Your palms become a little more, a little wet. I got to put the ball in the hole. There's a lot more variables.
Your palms get sweaty? Would
sometimes.
my knees get weak? Would my arms get heavy?
No, not when you've done it before.
No, never mind. Okay.
But it's a different variable. But listen, it's a great question. I kind of love when we get things like that, especially from people all over. So Pat, unfortunately, my answer would be no. I'm not taking Ryan as a tournament partner, but as the podcast partner, I will gladly keep him.
I would not let you drop Austin and pick me. If that
and it'd be more like Austin dropping me. I mean, I gotta hope Austin holds on to me. We're acting like this is a one-way street here. Like
Austin may be dropping you for me.
Listen. I don't even know what to say to that.
No, that'd be crazy talk. I appreciate it. Like I said, I am playing better, but I think I think playing in like that kind of stuff is a pipe dream for me. I would love to one day compete in something like that or try a qualifier because I've never been that good or at that level. That would be nice to at least, we just talked earlier about like stepping stones, right? In this journey of mine, I think that would be a nice place to get to, but I don't think that's especially at this point, that's not a realistic goal. Pat, what's your handicap? Maybe we should join up.
Man, maybe you versus Pat. Maybe you versus Pat.
No, with Pat for the 4-ball.
How about the 2025 New Jersey State Golf Association Public Links Qualifier for Ryan Kulat next year?
Possibility. I would like that. That's something that.
Let's think long term here.
That's a goal.
Let's think long term here.
You know where that is?
I don't know their 2025 schedule. No, I don't. But I mean, I think that's a kind of event that you can look at.
Those are under 7. You got to be under a 7, correct, in order to qualify.
8.0.
8.0.
Got to be under. Okay. So it's right on the precipice of where you're at.
Yeah. And then, like you said, that would be a new thing, right? Like, for me, that would be all the new pressures of playing good golf and being a little tighter. Again, my palms would be sweaty. My knees. I think
that's a great long-term goal for you. I think it's a great long-term goal. 8.0. Get the handicap underneath it. Get your rear end out there for a qualifier, and we can get the YouTube cameras out there just making note of everything going on. How many towels we go through, how many gloves we go through, how many golf balls did we go through. I mean, listen, I'd have a poll question up on every drive. Straight, left, right, go.
That'd be fun. I like that. That's a nice goal. I will take that as a goal. That'd be something I'm going to keep in the back of my mind because I would like that, and I'm a competitive person. I played sports growing up. Who doesn't like being competitive? I think that's a good one, a good yet attainable one. If I were to be like, I want to win the New Jersey Open, not a good goal, not attainable. But to get to a point where I could qualify, I think that's a good one. Pat, great question. It really is. I got nothing else to say about it. Thanks for jumping in. Again, if you got a question for Mike and I, the Drop Golf Podcast at gmail.com is how you can send us an email. You can DM us. Mike will respond 2.5 seconds after you sent it, and we'll talk about it on the pod for sure. All good questions. We've had a lot of good ones, Mike. We really have. You got anything else for today? Got a
done, buddy.
Pro heavy episode today.
Yep. Big week coming up. Stay tuned.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's going to be it for us. Make sure you stay tuned Thursday for our interview with Reed Grazerman, New Jersey AM champion at Forest Hills. We had a great time with him. So stay tuned Thursday. Till then, cheers.